Most men have trash Instagram profiles. There's a lot of guys out there that think that they're being rejected because of their looks, their height, or their text game. But the truth is, most women never even make it that far. They click on your profile, they scroll for 10 seconds, and then they leave because your Instagram is speaking before you do. I'm going to break down exactly why most profiles fail and the 5 content buckets every man should have if he wants more attraction, opportunities, and influence. This is a two-way street. It's very effective with dating with women, attraction, and also with networking with other men. Your Instagram affects dating, friendships, networking, business, first impressions, whether you like it or not. People are judging you before they ever meet you. Before we jump into it, gentlemen, we are having our meetup at the end of this year, leading towards September or early October. We're going to Cartagena, Colombia. If you're interested, shoot me a DM. I can put you in the wait list. I also put a form at the bottom of this video, fill it out. And also I am doing one-on-one coaching, so shoot me a DM. More than happy to work one-on-one with you. So jumping into the diagram, the cost of having a bad Instagram profile is that you're going to have less matches, less replies, lower trust. You're going to come off as more boring, more missed opportunities. And the most crucial part is that you are going to be forgettable. In the middle section here, we have the 5 buckets. And starting off with the first bucket is lifestyle, guys. Lifestyle is very important. I would say that's around 40% of the content that you want to have on your Instagram. So I have just like a mock profile here in the middle. I'll also show you my actual Instagram so you can see it and see what works, what doesn't work. We'll reference back and forth through it. So number 1 is lifestyle, 40% of it. This is the biggest chunk. Here, you want to focus on your travel, cafes, restaurants, experiences, adventure, your entire lifestyle. Interesting lives attract attention. Let's go ahead and take a look at my profile. So make sure to follow your boy. This is my video creation profile, Images Power. But I also have my personal profile. And on this profile, focus it more on dating and more with networking. Whenever I meet someone, I usually pass them this Instagram profile here. So they can, they get a better idea of who I am and what I'm into. This is the profile that I use for the ladies. When I'm running game, I pass on this profile. So we can even start off here in the top of my bio. I have it under digital creator because I make content, like making videos. I have one of my favorite scriptures here from the Bible, Proverbs 3:5-6. My interests are boxing and MMA. I like being in nature. I like adventuring to different places. And the perspective that it gives me when I travel. I'm also an investor, invest in crypto and stocks, real estate, and I also do consulting. So I have like a quick bio so people have a good idea of what I do and what I'm into. Also take a look at the carousels here. I have different things that I'm interested in. So training, a lot of the lifting, fighting, boxing, MMA content I added into this carousel here. And then I have nature. So this is when I'm out in nature, either I'm going hiking on the mountain or just hitting up a lake, going to the beach. I add a lot of that there. Trips, these are my travels. Mindset, things that I'm interested in, things that I'm working on. Life, this is just day to day. It could be me working at a cafe, whatever. I just add it there. Social, this is with my buddies. Showing that social circle dynamic. And work, the things that I do for work, whether it's cybersecurity, consulting, working on YouTube, all that good stuff. So it's very important to have a solid setup here. As you can see, everything has like a theme to it, right? I like black and gold. Those are some of my favorite colors. I have them there. I have a pretty great shot of my face here for my profile pic. And this is another problem that I see a lot of guys do is that they add like pictures that you can't really tell who they are. You really want to have something that makes it easy to be identified. Women see your facial features. The better you display your face, the more advantage you have with the dating aspect of it. So it's important just to get a good profile pic, guys. That's pretty simple there. Don't put anything that you're just in the background. You have like 5 people in the same profile picture because it makes it very ambiguous and you can't tell who you are. So make it easy for yourself. Just take a quick picture of your face and upload it as your profile pic. Preferably, dress nice, fix up your hair, and look fresh. Add it for your profile pic there. And you can see I don't even have that many followers. I have around 2K, going on 3K. But a lot of times that doesn't really matter too much, especially when it comes to dating. As long as you have a solid following, you don't want to have like less than 100, at least 500 and up. Makes you seem like a popular guy. You have a solid social circle, quite amount of people. So just try to get it to 500 and up. And that's just going to come off as a more optimized profile. So with the lifestyle, going back to lifestyle, you can see here, gentlemen, that my lifestyle is usually out and about doing things. I have the pyramids of Chichen Itza here in Mexico, got Machu Picchu here in Peru. This is me in Guadalajara, Jalisco. This was in Tequila, so this is where they cultivate all the tequila. This is in Lima, Peru, in the Plaza de Armas. This was hiking in Lake Humantay in Peru. And this view is beautiful. If you guys get a chance to go here, highly recommend it. Some of the most amazing views that I've ever seen. But you can see I show a lot of my lifestyle and my travels on my profile. And jumping back to the diagram, that's what you want to show. You want to show off your travels, cafes, restaurants, experiences, your adventures. That is the main component when it comes to your Instagram. The second thing we have is social proof. So this would be 20% of it. Here you want to have friends, family, events, community, networking. The reason why is because people trust people who are trusted. So if we jump back to my profile, you'll see I have some with my buddies. My buddy Juan, when we were in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. I'm over here training with my boy Luis, doing some chest workouts. I'm over here sparring with my boy Andrew, flexing on them with my boy Andrew here. Shout out to my boy Andrew, dude is jacked. But you can see, like, I have pictures with a lot of my friends. I'm over here sparring Luis as well. What else we got? I'm over here hiking a mountain with my boy Adrian. And we scroll down some more here. This was at my boy Fossil's wedding. I was the best man here with the rest of the groomsmen. So you want to show off your social circle. You want to show that you are trusted, that people like to be around you. You have good friendships, and that is going to cultivate that trust factor. Then we have competence. So competence here, this would be what you do for work. So a lot of this would be like business, career, your mission, learning, purpose. Ambition creates respect. So when you're doing shit, taking care of business, you are more admirable and people like, you're just inspiring more people. So jumping back to my profile, let's see if I have some of these. Since it's only 15%, you probably won't see too much of it, but I do have it. Like, this is me when I'm back in Houston in my Mustang. And I'm showing off the lifestyle there. See what else we got. I'm over here winning a jiu-jitsu competition. Got first place. I think I beat like 4 guys there. There we go, another one. Winning the jiu-jitsu competition. So that is what's very important about showing the competence part of it, right? Because you're always learning something new. You're learning martial art. If you're learning a new skill, you're going into cybersecurity, you're going into investing. Post you doing things like that. Post you learning the new craft. Post that you're trying to compete in some type of event or activity. That just shows that you have competence. Number 4 is fitness. Fitness is very important. Gym, boxing, hiking, nutrition, health. Discipline is attractive. So the more fitness content that you have, the better. Well, you don't want to overblast your profile with just fitness content because it comes off as a bit douchey. You want to leave it at 15%. Like, show off the body, got that 6-pack, show it off. Show you off doing some boxing. Show off going on a hike to another location. You counting calories in the fucking kitchen, just taking care of your nutrition, your health, and your diet. If you jump back to my profile, you can see that I have a lot of that content. I have me boxing, sparring a lot of my friends, over here training, lifting weights. So you want to post this. It shows that discipline, but it also is attractive to the ladies, right? You have a solid physique. You don't even have to be the most jacked. Like, Andrew's like 10 times more jacked than me, but you know, I handle my own. I'm lean. I take care of myself in the gym, and I also watch my nutrition. You want to show that off as well. Again, this is only 15% of it, but it is important. And then finally, personality. So this is 10%. This is the lowest component here. And here you want to demonstrate humor, your pets, if you have any, stories, interests, adventure. Successful isn't enough. You want to be memorable. This is where you can actually be unique. You show why you're different than everyone else, all the average normies out there. You show how your personality stands out. So if we jump back to my profile, let's see what I have. Like, one thing that I personally really enjoy is horseback riding. So you'll see a lot of pictures of me mounting horses. This was in Mexico. Go to the top over here. This was in Jalisco. The bottom right here with this ridiculous helmet that they made me wear. This was in Peru. So every time that I get an opportunity to ride a horse, man, like I just love it. I like the connection that you have with the horse, how smart they are as well, how strong they are, how fast they are. So this is just one of my favorite hobbies. And a lot of guys don't post pictures like that. They don't post pictures what their actual interests are, right? So get used to like find whatever is unique for you and post it. If you play the guitar, if you like going dirt bike riding, if you like making music, post that. Like that's your personality and you're showing that off. So also I like ATVs, I like jet skis. You know, I like that adrenaline of being on something, like, you know, going fast. I also like guns. I try not to post too much about that because it's like a lot of times when I post content like this, it gets flagged. But I like guns, especially when I'm back in Texas. So you want to post, show off your personality. Also, guys, make sure to follow me on both my personal and the video creation profile. Images Power, and this is my personal profile right here. So when you start focusing and maximizing these components, you will develop more attraction, better first impressions, more responses. You get a lot of responses from the ladies when you're shooting that text. They'll hit you up because she sees the lifestyle, right? Like you're showing it off through your profile. It speaks for itself. You don't have to do all that extra work that I've noticed a lot of guys have to do because they have a weak Instagram profile. Their profile is trash, right? When you have a solid profile, you're just gonna get more responses, which is gonna increase the opportunities, stronger personal brand, and higher social value. It's also helped me a lot with networking, right? When I'm out and about in another country, I meet some interesting high performing guys. We exchange contact. They're like, hey man, like I see that you're doing MMA, I see that you're doing Muay Thai. Like when do you have a chance to train together? I see that you're going to this country. What do you recommend it? So we get to pick each other's brains. If I need help with something and they have more expertise there, I hit them up. So it's very helpful in both aspects with the networking part and also with the dating part. And your profile speaks before you do. So it's very important to optimize your profiles, your Instagram, your dating apps. I'll probably make another video on dating apps like Tinder, Bumble, Hinge. If you're interested on that, just drop a comment below. I'll make a video on that soon. This is the Instagram advantage. When you start optimizing these components, your Instagram is going to get a lot better. And just I'll give you guys another little nugget here is like for your dating profiles, your dating profile should be like lead magnets. It's easier when you think about it in terms of business. Your dating profiles are lead magnets, so they're just your leads. So you want to have as many filters, as many leads as possible, and you get them through your dating apps. Once you get them from your dating apps, you want to move them to your Instagram profile as soon as possible. That's where the magic happens. That's when you actually set up a date and you can start to plan the logistics of meeting her. So that's why it's important to have a solid Instagram, because if you have a trash Instagram and you move it from the dating apps, you're just going to come off as like, okay, this guy looks like he looks boring. He looks like the rest of the normies out here. But when you have a solid Instagram, they're just more intrigued by it. They're interested. They're attracted to it. When you get to that first date, there's more topics of conversation because it's basically your life on a profile. So it makes it very easy, and yeah, it just facilitates the entire process. It's like a cheat code at this point. A lot of guys don't do that. That's the issue. A lot of guys have like these trash pictures up there of their dog, of like fucking food that they're eating that day, poor quality. Also, another key point here is that you want to invest in a solid phone. Like I have the iPhone 16 Pro, probably get the newest iPhone in a couple months, but you want to get a solid phone where you can take good content, videos, pictures, post it as much as you can, post it on your stories, take solid pictures on your Instagram, get guys that are on the same frequency as you that want to post more content, go take pictures together. Like there's nothing wrong with that, right? A lot of guys that don't do that, they get lazy and they just post trash content. So this is the Instagram advantage. Like I said, your profile speaks before you do. And most men are trying to improve their text game when they should be improving the story that their profile is telling. Because if the profile creates interest, the conversation becomes a lot easier. You have, gentlemen, like I mentioned, meetup will be at the end of this year. We're doing Cartagena, Colombia. That's probably one of the funnest places that I've ever been. That's why we're picking that location. It's cheap, a lot of cool things to do. We're going to have a lot of great guys out there. So fill out that form below or shoot me a DM. I'll get you on the list. Also doing one-on-one coaching. If you need help with any of this, texting, leveling up your image, your dating, fitness, MMA, confidence, frame, whatever, hit me up. I'll get you in the right direction. As always, stay fresh and stay confident. I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.